Frozen in time, the trauma happened years ago, but part of you remains trapped in that moment. You have moved to new cities, built new relationships, achieved new successes. Yet something inside continues to react as if the danger never passed. When faced with overwhelming experiences, the brain creates what researchers call trauma time, a psychological state where past and present collapse into each other. The mind that cannot process what happened instead preserves it exactly as it was, keeping you perpetually ready for the next attack that your nervous system believes is always coming. Your body tenses at familiar sounds. Your heart races at unexpected reminders. Your mind replays scenarios that have long since ended. Perhaps you find yourself unable to imagine a future beyond certain age, because that is when something terrible happened. While others experience life as a flowing river, trauma survivors often experience it as a lake with pockets of frozen water. They can function normally most of the time, but when triggered, they fall through the ice into moments that feel as real and immediate as current experience. They may remember events before the trauma with crystal clarity, but struggle to access memories from afterward. It is as if their personal timeline has been severed, with everything after the trauma feeling somehow less real or meaningful. That vigilant guardian emerged in response to genuine threat and deserves compassion rather than criticism. The goal is not to eliminate this protective part, but to help it understand that its job is complete, that it can rest now. They become archaeologists of their own lives, trying to excavate a sense of continuous identity from fragments scattered across different temporal zones. Instead of reliving the worst experiences endlessly, you can practice savoring positive experiences long enough for them to become integrated into your sense of self. You are experiencing the after effects of a nervous system that worked exactly as it was designed to work in an impossible situation. The part of you that remains frozen in time is not your enemy. It is a faithful guardian that has been standing watch long after the danger passed, waiting for someone to gently tell it that it is safe to let down its guard and rejoin the flow of time. This is not about forgetting the past, but about reclaiming your right to exist fully in the present. Past becomes present without warning or conscious choice. Maybe you feel simultaneously too old and too young for your chronological age. If you could not escape or fight, your nervous system chose a third option: psychological time travel. It preserved the moment of maximum alertness and hypervigilance, keeping you forever ready for similar threats. This response may have saved your life then, but it continues long after safety has been restored. Notice how certain anniversaries or seasons trigger emotions that feel disproportionate to current circumstances. These reactions reveal parts of your psyche that remain anchored in different temporal realities. During overwhelming experiences, the hippocampus responsible for organizing memories chronologically goes offline. Without this temporal organizing system, traumatic memories become frozen outside of normal time flow. They exist in an eternal present, as vivid and immediate as the moment they were first experienced. This is why trauma survivors often say it feels like the event happened yesterday, even when years have passed. This process requires learning to tolerate the flow of time again, to trust that moments pass and do not trap you forever. It means gradually updating your nervous system with the information that the danger has passed, that you survived, that you can exist in present time without constant vigilance. While your conscious life has moved forward, some deeper part of your psyche has remained frozen in time, forever preparing for a threat that no longer exists. Trauma survivors frequently report feeling younger than their actual age, as if part of them stopped developing at the moment of impact. They may dress, speak, or behave in ways that reflect the age they were when the trauma occurred. This is not regression, but preservation. The psyche protecting the version of itself that existed before the world became dangerous. This temporal imprisonment is not weakness or failure to heal. It is your nervous system's attempt to protect you from experiencing something terrible again. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's research reveals that trauma literally changes how the brain processes time and memory. The body carries this temporal distortion in profound ways. Consider how this manifests in your own relationship with time. The phenomenon creates a peculiar form of dissociation from linear time. This temporal freezing serves a protective function that made sense in the original dangerous situation. The frozen state also affects how trauma survivors relate to their own personal history. Healing from trauma involves slowly thawing these frozen moments without becoming overwhelmed by their intensity. The most profound healing often comes from recognizing that the frozen part of you was trying to protect something precious. Your capacity to love, to trust, to remain open to life. Recovery involves learning to inhabit time differently. Instead of being frozen in moments of threat, you can learn to anchor yourself in moments of safety, instead of reliving the worst experiences endlessly. You can practice savoring positive experiences long enough for them to become integrated into your sense of self. This is not about forgetting the past, but about reclaiming your right to exist fully in the present. The next time you find yourself emotionally transported to an earlier time, remember that you are not broken or weak. You are experiencing the after effects of a nervous system that worked exactly as it was designed to work in an impossible situation. The part of you that remains frozen in time is not your enemy.